practicing Krishna consciousness so sincerely in a place which is, there's no, Bhakti is the essence here. There's no glamour, razzle dazzle, chamak damak. It's substance. Sometimes when the place is big, loud, then superficiality can overwhelm us. But here, your dhotis are on fire. You have to keep doing things. There's nobody else who will just do it, and you can't just get spaced out. You get actually a lot of mercy in a small place. I've traveled in US also quite a lot, and I've seen that small places, devotees can come together and they can experience Krishna's presence in their life very tangibly through Bhagavad Gita, courses, weekly sanghas. So a lot of mercy flows. So I want to thank you for consistently doing devotional service. And also as I was coming here, Prabhu told me, Shaman Prabhu told me the topic, insecurity in Bhakti. So that's a topic given to me. So I'll share a few thoughts and then maybe we can have some discussions. Anybody here who feels insecure? Oh, thank you for being so honest. Yes. The Mahabharata explains, Ahara Nidra Vayamaitunam Cha Samanameta Pashubir Naranam. The four things common to humans and animals. One of them is, of course, four are eating, sleeping, sex life, and defending. Defending is bhaya, the fear principle, which is insecurity. Always fearful about what will happen. This is common, it is all pervading. In fact, even as devotees, when we come for a satsang program, externally we may be like blissful, haribol, but internally we are fighting some battles. We are like this internally, fighting. In all social interactions, our guards are on, we are like the struggle zone. We're in the struggle zone. We're alert, trying to defend ourselves. Our sympathetic nervous system is activated, fight, flight, fright mode. We're breathing shallow, fast, thinking of some enemy lurking somewhere, about to pounce on us. We don't want to be hurt. Emotionally, we want to be safe. And we get so fearful because of this insecurity that even when we are happy, we are not happy. We go through what is called as foreboding joy. You know what is foreboding joy? Foreboding joy is a happy experience, but as soon as you feel happy, there is foreboding. Oh, there's some tragedy going to happen. That thought engulfs your consciousness. And because of that thought, you can't even experience the happiness that you're experiencing at that moment. So foreboding joy is a very common phenomenon. People when they are happy, they become unhappy. Immediately at the thought of something's wrong. How can I be happy? Because they have been used to so much of insecurity, so fearful, that even when they are happy, they are fearful that I'll lose this. So they don't want to experience that happiness, they push it away. Because we are always living in fear. Like one of my students, so he got married, and then after I think 3-4 years of marriage, they had a beautiful child. So he was telling me a unique kind of fear that he's experiencing now. He says, when I take my child out in the evening, in that, what is that, tramp you call it? He takes the crib. So he takes the child. He says, I get this, I'm so happy, he says, when I see my child, the baby is just trying to figure out the world. Just it's an adventure for the father also, for the parents. It's like amazing experience of parenthood. The joy. He said, I've never felt something like this. I didn't know what an amazing experience it is to hold my own child in my arms. Like he was explaining all of this thing, and then he says, but I'm also gripped by fear because I get these crazy thoughts that what if my child swallows something and dies? What if some object falls on the head? He keeps getting all this kind of fear. He's He says, whenever I'm happy, suddenly I become fearful. So I told him that's foreboding joy. When you get a job, you are excited, but suddenly you get a thought, what if I lose this job? So many of us go through this. We get some happy experience and immediately we are grappling with some fear and insecurity because we are so used to it. And we prefer to have foreboding joy because we think, and also as devotees we keep hearing that material world is full of suffering, unhappiness. So we think, I'm happy now, well, I'm very soon going to be miserable. So, let me not enjoy this happiness. Let me push it away. So that if I'm not happy, I'll not be miserable either. This is what happens in the subconscious. So that's why I've seen devotees, they just don't want to be vulnerable, they just don't want to accept that I'm happy now, I'm celebrating. And yes, part of life is to be miserable also later. It will come. What is due will come. But we live in so much fear. So this is a phenomenon which is common. So insecurity is a reality and even devotees are not free from it. Just because we have tilak on and saffron and bead bag doesn't mean we have no fear and insecurity. So what do we do with this? What do we do with this sadness, melancholy that grips us? Because of our attachments. We all have our attachments. Even sannyasis can have their attachments. Like to be very honest, I can confess here, I'm attached to my youngest brother who is going through a lot of difficulty. And I'm trying my best to help him and I see that it affects. Your family affects you. Although I may have left family for 25 years, but somewhere I want my mom to be happy, my brother to be happy. So attachments are real, and wherever there is attachment, there will be suffering, insecurity. This is a part of life. So what do we do? How do we grapple with this insecurity? And as devotees also, we have insecurity. So now comes the solution part. And the most important solution is, of course, chanting, hearing, association, all of that. But there is something internal we need to do to deal with insecurity, and that is accept it as part of life. We need to learn to accept ambivalence, simultaneous existence of two emotions. Devotees are happy in Krishna consciousness, and we are also simultaneously miserable at times. We think binary, 0, 1. Either I'm happy or I'm sad. We are unable to fathom or we are unable to accept that we could have both emotions. But life gives us both emotions at the same time. And the classic example is Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto. So Vidura has been banished from his kingdom. Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra is a mute spectator as Duryodhana banishes Vidura from the kingdom. And Vidura has selflessly served for over 100 years. He's been a very sincere servant of the kingdom. The reward he gets for selfless services is accused of treason and is accused of disloyalty to the throne, and he is insulted in very harsh words. Like the word used for him are like, you are son of a kept mistress. You are a low class, uncouth, like that. And somebody very young, his nephew is insulting him in the assembly and tells him that get out of this kingdom. So he goes through both emotions. We generally want to be happy and we think if I am not happy, I am sad. But Vidura was experiencing both emotions. Saitamatul banakarna bane Bratu puro masutaditopi Swayam danurdhari nidhaya maya Gatavyatoya Uru manayana. The Bhagavatam explains that what happened to Vidura. Duryodhana insulted him, it was like shooting arrows in his ears. The arrows that pierce the body is not as painful as the arrow that pierces the ears. Saitam atyul bana karna banir. Karna banir means the arrow shot in the ear. harsh words. And what happened? Bratu puromar masutadi topi. Intense pain in the heart. And he was told to keep his bow. Swayam dhanurdhari vidhaya mayam. He had to relinquish his bow and arrow. For a warrior, that's ultimate insult. It's like the biggest attachment for a Kshatriya is his bow and arrow. Many of us are like, I remember the first time I read that verse, I was thinking, what's the big deal? Because he is feeling extremely hurt because he has to relinquish his bow and arrow. We don't find that great, right? Because we are in 21st century. You think, what? But for Vidura, it was a big. For us, I think if somebody says, give up your smartphone. Oh no, my soul resides in the smartphone. I can't give this up. So during those days, it was not a smartphone, it was a bow and arrow. So he had to give it up. It was very painful for him. It's like you served for so many years and now you are told to give up your bow and arrow. So he was extremely sad, but look at the paradox. Look at the simultaneous existence of another emotion. Marmasu tadi topi, excruciating pain in the heart because of the humiliation. Swayam dhanurdhari vidhaya mayam gata vyatoya guru manayana. Simultaneously became very happy, thinking that wow, Krishna has orchestrated this so that I can go to the holy places and hear Krishna Katha. This is a great chance for me to take part in a pilgrimage. And then you would remember his brother and feel sad what he did with him. And you would also feel happy at the prospect of doing more Krishna consciousness. Anybody here who goes through both emotions, sadness and happiness? And when you are going through both emotions, you feel more miserable thinking that how can I be sad? I'm a devotee. So non-devotees don't suffer as much as devotees because non-devotees also go through sadness, devotees also go through sadness. But devotees go through guilt for being sad. So that they are double misery, double value. I sometimes feel non-devotees are better off because they are just sad. We are sad and guilty for being sad. So it's alright, it's okay. Even Vidura was going through that. And Vidura is one of the 12 Mahajanas, one of the best devotees of Krishna. That's what material life is. Life is very harsh, very painful. So therefore we will go through pain, sadness because of our attachments. So let us have the courage to accept it. Yes, I am going through pain. And that's why we have this satsang, we have this association because this is anesthesia. Because Krishna is doing surgery. The surgery is painful. Material energy, Krishna uses it to do our surgery. So that we get purified of all our lower natures and we get develop love for Krishna. And that surgery is painful, but we need anesthesia. And this association is the anesthesia. Because we see in this association, oh, that Mataji is here, oh, that Prabhuji is here, oh, I know what his suffering is going through, I am going through this suffering. Well, all of us are here. Misery loves company. Okay, I am also suffering. He is also suffering. She is also suffering. No problem, we are all here together, serving Krishna, Gaur Nitai. So there is a certain kind of camaraderie that we develop. And knowing that material life is harsh, unbiased, no one is spared. So therefore, let us first, this is the most important principle, accepting life with all its vicissitudes, all its complications, with courage and gratitude. Tatte nukampam susumikshamano bunjana evatma kritam vipakam ridvava purvir vidadham namaste jive tayo mukti pade sadayava. Krishna, thank you for giving me this. I know it's not easy. It's easy to say this, but when we go through suffering, to say Krishna, thank you, it's not easy. But we could say, Krishna, I accept it. At least we could accept what we are going through. Because without acceptance, we can't move forward. The more you deny it, the more you fight it, the more you struggle, you will never come to the space of surrender. Surrender is the space where we need to enter. To enter the surrender space, we need to give up the struggle. Struggle is when we are holding on to the reins of the chariot of our lives. And we are struggling. But Krishna orchestrates our lives in such a way that at some point of time we need to let go the reins. Krishna, please take charge of the chariot of my life. Krishna, I am yours. So to let go is not easy. So when we go through suffering, pain, we need to move to this phase. And that's when our insecurity dissolves. Krishna, I am yours. So therefore, let us graciously move forward knowing that this is part of the package called life. Let us not have false illusions that now I am a devotee, so there should be no suffering. We are cheating ourselves. We are depriving ourselves of the experience of love. Love and happiness are two different things. We were happiness addicts, happiness seekers. We got frustrated looking for happiness in material life. Then we come to Hare Krishna, where we are promised you'll be happy. And then after some years of Hare Krishna, we realize I'm not happy as a devotee. Why am I not happy? Why was I happy in the initial days? In the initial days I was happy because Krishna wanted to draw me in. He pulled me in, he gave me happiness. But then Krishna realized, this rascal is only attached to his happiness. He doesn't want to experience love. So let me remove that happiness from his life. So that he now chooses me. And then when we continue to practice bhakti, even when we are not happy and we make a choice, Krishna, like when we are chanting japa, initially we were not chanting japa, then we were told, come to Hare Krishna, you'll be happy if you chant japa. So we chant japa, initially we get some kick, stimulation, but in the long run we realize this doesn't give stimulation. If you want to be stimulated and you have two things in front of you, the smartphone and the beat bag, which one do you think will give you a dopamine kick? Which of the two? Be honest. Smartphone, right? If you want stimulation, pick up smartphone. But if you want satisfaction, there's a difference between satisfaction and stimulation. There's a difference between a painkiller and a medicine. This is like a painkiller. This gives you instant relief. But deep satisfaction doesn't come. So Krishna promises deep contentment, deep satisfaction of belongingness, of love. And for that, we need to learn to embrace pain, sadness, insecurity, fear. We need to accept it. Unfortunately, from childhood, we've been trained to run away from pain. Isn't it? From childhood, we've been brainwashed. Reduce misery, seek happiness. But you don't evolve if you're only running away from misery. If you want to experience Krishna's love, face that misery and say, yes, misery, come, I'm embracing you, I'm ready. How many of you following? I'll translate this in English later. But in Hindi there is a very famous saying. जहर मरने के लिए थोड़ा सा, पर जिंदा रहने के लिए बहुत पीना पड़ता है. Poison, you just need a little to die. But to stay alive, you need to drink a lot of poison. That's the English translation. So the poison is pain, disappointments. Only then we will get love. So we were happiness addicts. And then we came to Hare Krishna. And we were in the illusion that we were looking for spiritual happiness. Sorry to disappoint you, we never looked for spiritual happiness. We were only looking for our happiness. Initially we thought material things would give me happiness. Now we think chanting Hare Krishna would give me happiness. But ultimately it's all about my happiness. And my happiness is not Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is Krishna's happiness. When I'm thinking, how can I make Krishna happy? Then I'm experiencing love. Then I'm practicing Bhakti Yoga. But we are trapped by our mind, looking to run away from suffering. That's why we never experience deep happiness. So let us change the game today. Next time when you are chanting and you find chanting boring, anybody has ever found chanting boring? I was about to say, if you need to raise your hand, I was about to say, close your eyes and raise your hand. So you are a very honest crowd. You are like, yes, Prabhuji, I find chanting. So try this. So when we find chanting boring, I know what devotees do. You know what we do generally when we find chanting boring is we pick up the phone. We think, let me send some WhatsApp messages. Let me finish off because these beats become a burden. We are like just Hare Krishna, Krishna. We are supposed to experience Krishna in these beats, but more than these beats, we are more interested in these beats. We want to finish off. Hare Krishna, khatam kar diya. So there is no Krishna in our chanting, unfortunately. Because we are seeking happiness. I want to be happy. I'm not feeling happy. What should I do? So I'm saying, let's change the game today. Next time when you're chanting and you're feeling chanting is boring, and you're like desperate itch to pick up your smartphone or call someone, just pause and say, Krishna, I'm finding chanting boring right now. Krishna, I don't want to chant, my mind is protesting, but Krishna, I want to prove to you now that I love you and I'm sincere. Even though I don't feel happiness, but I will choose being with you over my feeling. Try to choose being with Krishna over feeling Krishna. Krishna, chanting is boring, but I still chant because I want to make you happy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. That choice we make of wanting to make Krishna happy, that choice is more powerful than a million kirtan melas you attend. Because those kirtan melas are for whose happiness? Us. So we are practicing, ladies and gentlemen, we are not practicing real bhakti, we are practicing emotional bhakti. Emotional bhakti is all about feeling good. Oh, the dressing of the deity is so beautiful. Oh, I'm feeling so nice in the association. Have you felt this in Hare Krishna movement? Wow, the festival, the dresses were so gorgeous. Wow, the prasadam was so nice. The devotees are so good. There's such nice friendships here. It's so beautiful. I'm so happy. This is emotional bhakti. But existential bhakti is when I'm not happy today, but I'm still doing the same thing. I'm chanting, I'm serving devotees because I know Krishna is happy. I want to be with Krishna. And when I make that conscious choice, then what I experience is higher than the happiness that I've experienced every day till now. And you say, but what exactly is it? We can't explain it in words. It is ineffable by definition, because if we can explain it, then it's within the purview of my mind, intelligence and ego. How can something spiritual be explained in material words? It is a sense of belongingness, it's a sense of love, it's a sense of shelter, it's like coming back home to Krishna. And that's when you realize, wow, what I thought was bhakti till today was not bhakti. It was simply a consolation prize. The real thing is this, when I experience a sense of belongingness with Krishna. We have got only consolation prizes. You know, somebody does well, we give him a consolation prize. We didn't get the real thing. The real thing is love. There is a difference between the thrill of romance and the joy of chastity. In Bhakti, what we experienced so far was the thrill of romance. Exciting Bhakti, wow, amazing! But Bhakti is actually deeper. What do you think is a more fulfilling experience? The thrill of romance or joy of chastity?
Chastity.
What is the more fulfilling experience? Joy of chastity. We have been attracted by the Diwali fireworks. You see those fireworks? They flash. But Bhakti is all about that quiet, steady flame that keeps burning. Have you seen in traditional Indian temples? where that quiet flame keeps burning in the temple for thousands of years. So in the heart, we need to light that flame and keep it going on. Krishna, this is my offering of love to you. In Kartik month, you offer lamb. It's to tell Krishna, Krishna, this is my love for you. So every night before sleeping, you could try this. You could light a lamp, at least figuratively, if you don't have access to actually lighting a lamp. On your bed, you could close your eyes, sit in Vajrasana or Sukhasana, fold your palms, light a lamp in your heart, and say, Krishna, I'm offering this to you. Not because I want something from you, but because this is my love for you. Sometimes this flame glows, sometimes it fades, sometimes it flickers, sometimes it shakes because of the wind of doubts. But I keep it burning, Krishna, because I love you. I want to please you. And then we will realize, this is Bhakti. What I was experiencing till now was the aroma of a feast. Imagine there is a great pizza party and you are given access to only smelling the pizza. All the jalapenos and all these everything. Maja aa gaya. But you say, give me at least one piece. But when you taste it, then everything is included in that. Aroma is also. So what we are experiencing in Krishna consciousness, if you are trying to reduce your misery and only try to be happy, then you are only experiencing the aroma of Bhakti. But when we accept, yes, Krishna, I am ready, give me some, whatever is due, I'll accept it, Krishna, because I want you. I want to make you happy. And then Krishna will give you the real pizza, not the aroma. So my humble, I know I said quite a mouthful. I'm also a simple sadhaka like you, struggling with my attachments and insecurities. But Krishna consciousness is the real thing. And Krishna is waiting for us to make this one choice. Krishna, I'm not happy today, but I will prove to you today that I love you. Because I'm not happy, but still I will do what I am supposed to do with enthusiasm. And then you will feel Krishna's embrace. And that is a more fulfilling experience than being free from misery. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. I'm sorry, I just got carried away by some random thoughts. I'll pause here. We can have some discussions or questions regarding what I've spoken now. Yes, Mataji.
You mentioned in emotional bhakti, it's nice to be with the devotees. I feel happy eating prasadam. But is that bad?
No, it's not bad. I never said it's bad. We have to be grateful, Krishna. Thank you for these happy experiences. But this is very important. I'm glad you asked this question. Emotional bhakti is good. That's Krishna's kindness. We want to be grateful for all those happy moments that Krishna has given me. But that is Krishna's gift. But we need to go beyond it. So what I do, I tell you, when I go through happy experiences, like yesterday, my chanting was very good. And also I heard Prabhupada's class for 2 hours. And then I wrote my journal for half an hour. I did a lot of good things yesterday, although I had a very busy schedule. So in the night when I write my gratitude journal, I had all happy, I had some 8 things to be really thankful for. I was really happy. And in the end I wrote one sentence, thank you Krishna, it was a great, I know it was emotional bhakti, because it's all about me being happy. See, gratitude generally is, we express gratitude for things that make us happy. It's all emotional bhakti. So I said, thank you Krishna for all of this. Thank you, but please Krishna, I want to assure you that I want you. I'm grateful for what you've given me, but I don't want to be stuck here. I want you. I don't want to be stuck with my being happy. Because tomorrow I may not be like this. And I saw that. Today I didn't have so many great experiences. But I want Krishna because one day I will be happy. One day I will not be happy. One day I will have 100 things to be thankful for. Next day I will have none to be thankful for. But so Krishna, thank you for these happy experiences. But let me not get stuck here. Let me not be attached to my being happy. I want to make you happy. I want you. So if we can make that prayer, then we are being honest about our being at emotional level. But we are also aspiring for something higher. And today when I am not happy, I could end the day saying, Krishna, thank you for today. It was different from yesterday. But I will use today to prove that I love you. So we can use both occasions. Happy experiences to thank Krishna but not remain there, and bitter experiences to prove to Krishna that we are sincere. Oh, I look for happy. I'm all about emotional bhakti. But yeah, so I'm not saying that's bad. Definitely not bad. It's Krishna's kindness. But Krishna wants us to, because see what has happened, false ego, the layers are very thick. So when we are emotionally happy in bhakti, we could also be thinking, I'm a great devotee, I'm doing nice bhakti, I'm chanting well, I'm a leader. A lot of identities we have. So Krishna wants to peel off those layers with the false ego. So that's why Krishna hollows us out. He removes all the happiness and the experiences we are going through. Because he wants us to be able to tell Krishna, Krishna wants us to be naked. Krishna, this is who I am, Krishna, I love you, I'm sorry. I'm not happy, but I want you, Krishna. So Krishna wants us to be on our knees and beg. So therefore, emotional bhakti is not sustainable. We are grateful, but we are not stuck there. Is that okay? Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. How do we get the courage to accept what's due for us and to embrace the pain?
How do we get the courage to embrace the pain? Actually, we have no choice. First of all, we have no choice. We may take painkillers. We may busy ourselves with YouTube reels and things like that, Netflix and all of that. But somewhere it will not be happy. So you have to make this choice at some point of time. And how do we do it is later. First we need to know that I have no choice. That acceptance and that preparedness will give us the skill sets also. Like one boy was addicted to Netflix. So he went to his mentor, who was a brahmachari. The brahmachari said, you start watching devotional dramas. So in ISKCON YouTube, there are some channels where we have, in Chowpatty we have drama. We perform annually 5-6 dramas every year. So this devotee suggested to him that you watch all these devotional dramas and your need for entertainment will be fulfilled. So he saw all those dramas and now he was completely disappointed because he was used to thrill that the Netflix gave. So you can't compare what the visual media can give you through the razzle dazzle, the lights and all the advanced technology, filmmaking, through simple devotees dramas. So the devotee kept telling him, no, this is real happiness. This is real happiness. You will be happy, you watch dramas. Krishna is your desires. And this guy was addicted to Netflix and some Prime. He told me a few things, Disney, something like that. So he said many channels he was watching every day and night. So then he told me, so then he could go back to the mentor and tell him that this is disappointing, it doesn't give me the same thing. So he came to me. He said, probably what to do. So still I am addicted to YouTube and all of that. And there is no happiness in Krishna consciousness. I am not finding that happiness which I was promised through devotional dramas. So I said, no, there is no happiness. What you are looking for, you won't get in Krishna consciousness. You will get something deeper. So for that, you need to reduce. You need to accept that there will be some pain. You can't, if you are expecting happiness, then you will keep looking for thrill and stimulation in Krishna consciousness. If you want something deeper, then you have to be ready to pay the price. You have to be ready to embrace this pain. So there are no shortcuts. We advertise initially, we make everyone happy, come, dance in kirtan. That's all great, and that will give us happiness also. But at some point of time, Krishna wants to see we will choose him. Sooner or later, he'll put us in that situation. Now regarding your second part, the main part of the question, how do I learn? So start with small things. Start practicing some austerities in Krishna consciousness. Like maybe Ekadashi, fasting, or chanting extra rounds. Like say you are chanting, how many rounds do you chant every day?
4.
4. So if you say, I'm going to start chanting 8 rounds from tomorrow. So that 4 extra would be pain. Can you embrace that pain? Can you choose Krishna? So these are the small ways we prepare ourselves for the bigger tests that will come. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for shortcuts. Is that okay? So some small austerities. Not too much, because that will break you. And small things. Hare Krishna. I hope I didn't disappoint you. I didn't want to. I hope I didn't say anything depressing. Like Krishna is very loving, Krishna will fill your heart with love. But happiness, see, when I say happiness, I know many of us, when we think of the word happiness, we immediately think of pleasure. Happiness and pleasure are two different things. When I'm talking about love, I'm talking about something deeper than pleasure. It's coming home. It's being at home with Krishna. So therefore, it's beautiful, but we need to accept the pains of this material world, like Vidura accepted. That's my point. Don't beat yourself if you're sad. Don't think, I should not be sad. I should always be happy. Devotees think there is something wrong with them if they are unhappy. That is my biggest complaint. Devotees are apologetic for being unhappy. There is some diseased condition. If a devotee says, I'm unhappy, we think there is something wrong with him or her. Well, I remember once I was unhappy because of some issue at home. Somebody told me, Prabhu, we are planning to have this particular meeting today. Can you come? Because we are supposed to decide about the upcoming festival. So I said, Prabhu, today I am very unhappy because of this issue at home. I am not in a good space. Can we meet day after tomorrow? Because that's a scheduled day anyway. So he said, okay, but Prabhu, you are unhappy? What happened? I said, I am very sad. Oh, you're sad. How can you be sad? You are a senior devotee, you are a preacher. I said, I am sad today, but I will be alright tomorrow. It's okay. Because that's how life is, right? You can't be always happy. I said, I am not happy, but I am alright. But we have this diseased condition that if I am not happy, means something is wrong. No, I am not happy, but I am alright. Happiness is like a weather, the seasons change. Like, sometimes, in India, in England, it's all seasons are every time. I mean, it's crazy, I don't know. But in general, normal other countries, there is rainy season, summer season, winter season, like that. So seasons change, right? So emotional states also change. Sometimes you are happy, sometimes you are anxious. You go through different. So our ability to become aware and accept it will make us sober. Otherwise, we become happiness. Bhagavatam says, if you want to be miserable, keep asking, am I happy today? The more you keep asking, am I happy, the more miserable you become. So don't seek happiness, seek something higher than happiness. Taseva heto prayate kovido na labhyate adramatamu paryada talabhyate dukkha vadanyata sukham kalena sarvatra gabhira ramasa. The Bhagavatam Narad Muni says, seek that which you don't get by wandering all over the 14 planetary systems. And that's not happiness. Because talabhyate dukkha vadanyata sukham. Because sukha you will get, just like misery you get without asking, happiness also you will get without asking. Anybody here who has ever prayed, Krishna, please let me fail in the exams tomorrow. Please, Krishna, let me meet with an accident on M25. Do we pray like that? Do we ask for accidents? Do we pray that, let me face losses in my business, Krishna, please? Okay, we don't pray for any of this, but don't these things happen to us? So Narad Muni is giving a rhetorical question. Okay, you don't ask for misery and still you get it. Similarly, if you don't ask for happiness also, you talabhyate dukkhavaranyata sukham. Because kalena sarvatra gabhira ramasa. There is a great force called time. Time will give you both. So therefore, don't be obsessed with happiness. Our problem is, even as devotees, we are only thinking of my happiness, happiness, happiness. That's emotional bhakti. That's not existential bhakti. Existential bhakti is bhakti. Bhakti is integrated. You become one with Krishna. Not in the Mayavad sense, but one with the process of bhakti. Whether I'm happy, not happy, doesn't matter. Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Was the initial days. Prabhupada said in Chaitanya Charitamrita, last few chapters, the goal is not chant Hare Krishna and be happy. The goal is chant Hare Krishna and make Krishna happy. So happiness will come, happiness will go. Anybody here? Any parents here? Please raise your hand if you are a parent. If you have children. 1, 2, please. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, this is a question to all parents here. Very stupid question, don't get angry with me. Do you love your child?
Yes.
Oh, what a question, Prabhu. I'm a parent, I'm a mother. How can I not love my child? What a question you are asking, Prabhu. How can you ask? Okay, first question was stupid, but second question. Are you always happy with your child?
No.
No. So what are the different emotions you experience with your child? Be honest.
Mixed.
Huh?
Mixed.
What? I'm asking for name the emotion that you experience with your child.
Frustration.
Frustration, thank you. I'm so glad you said that. My mom tells me also, you guys make me so frustrated. So I go, mother loves me, but I give her frustration. Frustration, what else? Anger. What else? Disappointment. Frustration, anger, disappointment. Sadness. Annoying. I'm surprised. Pressure. And I'm sure all of you also feel happy sometimes. Don't you feel happy sometimes?
Yeah.
But then I asked you to name emotions that you experience with regard to your child. All of you said frustration, anger. Nobody said happiness first. You could have said happiness, frustration, anger. No. Happiness, I have to say, happily, are you happy? So my moral of the story is, as a devotee, I love Krishna, I'm happy with Krishna, I'm happy in Krishna consciousness, but I'm also frustrated sometimes. We go through all emotions, we are human beings. Why do we live in denial? Acceptance is a big relief. It removes all the stress. When you are vulnerable to the right person, if you have right friends, right close friends or associates, if we are vulnerable to the right people, then life becomes so easy. Then you will be happy in your misery. Because you are vulnerable, you are not putting up a show. So my main point is, it's okay if you are not happy, it's okay if you have insecurity. Just be with devotees and be honest. During COVID, did you guys put on this mask? In Mumbai, everybody had this mask all the time. So you know what happens when you put on a mask? You feel very safe. Oh, I'm not going to get COVID now. So the mask makes you safe, but the mask also suffocates you. Do you see the paradox? The mask is safe, but chokes you. So we all put on a mask. I'm a senior devotee. Hari Bol, Prabhu, so I've come. So sometimes devotees say, Prabhu, please pray for me. Everybody comes and says, Prabhu, pray for me. Yes, I will pray for everyone. I'm incarnated to pray for everyone. So that's like putting on a mask that I'm there to pray for. But I also need prayers. I'm weak. I'm vulnerable. I'm fallible. Please, Prabhu, pray for me. I'm going through this anxiety. So when we remove the mask, otherwise you put on a mask of, it makes you safe. I'm safe. I don't open up. Why should I reveal my weaknesses to him or her? No, I put on a mask. I'm a good devotee. Hare Krishna, I'm stable, I'm happy. No, just remove the mask. You it be amazing when two people meet? How are you? I'm great. Life is great. How are you? I'm great. That's what generally people say. But imagine me say, I'm suffering like this. How are you suffering? And he says, I'm getting kicked by material energy like this. Wow, amazing. Oh, really? So pray for me. Yes, I will. You also please pray for me. The world would be a beautiful place. I know, I'm just giving a very exaggerated idea. But the point I'm trying to make is, why everybody is avoiding vulnerability? Okay, have you put on an armor ever before in life? Armor? Like in India, there is a museum in Mumbai, Prince of Wales Museum, where Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, one of the greatest kings in India, his armor is there on display. And 5 strong men are needed to lift it. So you can imagine Shivaji Maharaj would wear that and then fight a war. I mean, he must be so strong. So when you put on an armor, you know what happens? You suddenly feel strong. You feel like you can fight the whole with anyone. That armor makes you feel like that. That's the energy it carries. Try, anytime you put on an armor, you feel you can fight. But imagine you put on an armor for the whole day. What happens? You feel strong, but you also feel exhausted. And that's what happens when devotees put on armor. I am a Hare Krishna devotee. I am happy. Hari Bol. Chanting is the best process. Hari Bol. They are all happy devotees. We are the saviors of the whole world. Hari Bol. But that's an armor. We are in denial. So we feel strong. We all feel strong, but we also get exhausted. And that's why I know devotees are also addicted to. I know devotees have betrayed their own values. And they are not happy. And they become more miserable than non-devotees. So let us remove the armor, let us remove the mask, and let us accept that I am not happy sometimes. Sometimes I am happy. But I have Krishna. And Krishna gives something which cannot be described in words. The closest that I can say about Krishna experiences, a term I coined and I explained it in my book called The Inner Journey. I call this term as home state or heart space. It's when you come home after a tiring day in an ideal utopian world where your home is actually shelter. When you come, what do you feel? Shelter. So that's Krishna. Hare Krishna, I went on some tangent. Please forgive me. I was asking what question, but sorry, Bruce. Yes. We have 5 minutes more if anybody has any comments or questions. Yes.
What do you do when you don't have bhakti emotions? Like, you're eating prasad and everybody's like, this prasad is amazing, and you just think it's alright. And then you look at the deities look amazing, like, the same as yesterday, and you're trying to chant your rounds, you're trying to do a bit of deity worship, you're doing it because you know you should, because it makes Krishna happy, but you don't feel anything. It's like mechanical almost. Yeah. How do you change that? Is that because there's an ingredient missing in what you're doing?
We need to invest emotions in our practices. We need to practice gratitude every day. We need to invest emotions. It's definitely important. And there are different ways of investing emotions in our spiritual practices. One is through appreciation and gratitude. And then slowly you begin to appreciate. See, you may not appreciate deities. You may not even appreciate chanting. But on a quiet day, ask yourself, is there anything at all in Krishna consciousness which attracts you? And spend more time in that space. And seek a connection with Krishna through that. Like in our temple in Chowpatty, the ladies, every morning they make garlands for the deities. So there's a section where the ladies sit. Now, see, there is nothing gender specific, but generally I've seen in many temples, the ladies are experts in making garlands. And they do it very nice. And it's okay. But in our temple there is one brahmachari who would love to make garlands. But nobody else loves to make garlands. And only the women are making garlands. But he had this itch and he wanted to make, and he has got a lot of ideas. But all the men are doing all the physical activities, running around and doing. So one day he just broke down in front of me. He said, but I want to just sit and make garlands. I said, do it. So then all the ladies sit in one corner, then we gave him a place, and then he started making such amazing garland. He had some idea to get some special flowers and all that. And then he actually made a template now. All the ladies follow what he is giving. And that's the standard, and we have some of the best garlands in our temple. So this brahmachari is very happy now. So he likes to knit, he makes all those small woolen bags. So generally in a traditional society, the ladies who were doing that. Generally, but he had, so what I'm trying to say is that there are different ways we can serve Krishna. Each one of us is unique. So look for ways that resonate with you, that helps you connect with Krishna, and spend more time in those areas. Then you will experience a rasa. And we are all seeking rasa, mellow, taste in bhakti. But once you experience rasa there, then that also not going to be easy, because Krishna loves you more than you love him. So Krishna will remove taste from that also. Just to make you say, Krishna, today I am not feeling this rasa, but still I will do this. Like I love to journal. Every day I write journals. So today morning was a drag. So 20 minutes, I just couldn't write it. It was like a very mechanical. But then I wrote one sentence. Krishna, you are testing me, but I love you. This is my calling, and I'll write till the alarm goes off. I put an alarm for 15 minutes. And till the alarm goes off, I'm writing the letter to you. And in the end, when I read it, there was nothing substantial there, but that one sentence stood out. Because that was from a space of intention. So look for things that nourish you and focus on that, but know that Krishna loves to play hide and seek. So you may not like it. I also don't love, like in our temple during yatras, we would go to different spots in Vrindavan. Okay, then the bus would rush to the next spot. Everybody would be running. And I was never into that, so when we all would get down from the bus, or brahmachari bus, everybody would run to take darshan. And I would get down and then quietly come back to the bus when everybody had got down. And I would sit in the last row and read my, I carry this book with me always for the last many years. I'll just show you. Just to tell you that how we are all uniquely different. This is my shloka, verses book. This book contains all my favorite verses from Gita, Bhagavatam. I keep memorizing them. And then I go back, I realize I've forgotten the previous one. But that's okay. It's like I just love to chant verses, read, meditate on the shloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita and all that. So I would go back to the last row of the bus and start reading. So one day when I was sitting there, I was a new brahmachari, then Gauranga Prabhu, Gauranga Prabhu? He comes here, I don't know if he comes here. He hasn't been here. So he is like our leader, and he was my mentor also. So then I was sitting in the last, so I went to the last row of the bus to sit quietly, and then I saw another brahmachari there, who was also hiding like me. So both of us were like, oh. Because in ashram there is a rule, everybody should follow the party line, everybody should do the same thing. But we were like hiding away from everyone. And then when we were sitting, we said, okay, we will not disturb each other. We were doing something, I was reading, and then Gauranga Prabhu was the first one to finish all the darshans, and he came up. And I felt, Gauranga Prabhu is coming. He's going to catch us, that we are not part of the group. And we were scared. And Gauranga Prabhu came inside the bus and he saw both of us. You are rebellious. Sorry, Prabhu. And then he smiled. He said, relax. You don't have to like everything. Just follow your heart. I know you love to read verses, so read it. Don't be stressed that you should love everything in Bhakti. So it's okay if you don't like some things. But don't be offensive. Don't be averse. Be respectful. Some things you will like, some things you will not like. Because there is rasa, we are all personalists. But know that Krishna will remove taste even there. There are days when I just don't want to chant. I'm so exhausted, my body and mind is paining, I just can't get up from the bed because of the late night program. But then still with all my energy I have to wake up, do, and then I break that lethargy, then Krishna reveals. Because Krishna wants you to also take a step towards him. So like that. That's why I said, thrill of romance and joy of chastity. They are two different things. Fireworks of Diwali and that quiet flame are different things. So like that. Yes, Madhu.
Sometimes does bhakti become a like a tick box?
It shouldn't happen, but unfortunately for many, that's why they suffer more. Tick, 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 we're ticking boxes. That's called ritualistic bhakti. After ritualistic bhakti, we rise to emotional bhakti. Many devotees who are trapped by rituals, they feel dry, sad, they think, how do I get taste in chanting? These are the questions devotees ask because they want to rise to emotional bhakti. But even if you get the highest taste, it can't be sustained because Krishna is the transcendental autocrat. You can't control. Krishna bhakti taste is not achieved, it is received. And we are trying to achieve. So that's why Krishna removes, and when Krishna removes that taste, then from emotional bhakti we come to ritualistic bhakti. So either we are ticking boxes or we are seeking happiness. We are oscillating between these two. And then we get frustrated, we go to material activities. Therefore, we need to rise from emotional bhakti to existential bhakti. Where, come what may, Krishna, I choose you.
Sometimes I like to do the ritualistic side because it's like in the process.
Yes, and it also makes you feel you are doing, contributing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then ideally I'd like to sit and read the pastimes.
Yeah. Do both. Yeah.
I find that more interesting than to do all the ritualistic things.
Yes, do. Yeah. I see it like this, Mataji. Thank you for saying this. See, in a relationship, like in a relationship, there are two things. There is duty and there is also love. Like for example, there are two people in a relationship. So they love each other so much. So they want to do some things for each other. So they're working, they're managing the house. But when they're doing so much, they also feel sometimes disconnected from each other. Then they drop everything and they spend time with each other. Similarly, we do things for Krishna, chanting 16 rounds, deity worship, organizing programs, Rath all that tick boxes, cooking, all that is ticking boxes. That's part of the duty in our relationship. But sometimes doing all those tick boxes, we still feel sometimes disconnected from Krishna, then drop everything. Pick up your Bhagavatam or whatever helps you connect with Krishna and spend time with Krishna and feel that connection. But you can't just say, I love you, Krishna, so let me just... See, you just don't be with your lover. You also do something in that relationship. Love is a verb. Love is not simply a feeling. At the same time, if you keep doing and not feeling, you feel dry. So you need to also spend time and connect with each other. Similarly with Krishna, we need to connect. So I connect with Krishna through verses, through journaling. So you do that. But you can't only do that because in a relationship, we don't only do what I love to do, we also do what I have to do, what I need to do. That's a relationship, right? There has to be you also have to please other person. It's not only about you. So that's how it is in Krishna consciousness. So I do the rituals, I do the tick boxes because I want to show Krishna that I'm sincere. But sometimes if you feel dry, then drop everything and connect with Krishna. Does it make sense what I'm speaking today?
Yes.
Because when we actually make a choice of like chanting when we are not happy, that is more fulfilling. Because when we are feeling good and we are doing bhakti, that's not great. That's nice, but it's actually when we are struggling and we choose Krishna, that's when we make progress.
Do you feel sometimes that Krishna is with you or he's teaching you something, or you have that anubhav?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Like if you have an experience of like Krishna's presence.
Of course I have, but not always. I do feel Krishna is present. And that's why I'm able to say this with some conviction that Krishna consciousness is the best process. But it doesn't guarantee material happiness all the time. Krishna is a person. And Krishna reciprocates.
Have you ever had an experience, like an actual experience of like...
What do you mean by an actual experience?
Actually, like, actual experience as in like, have you experienced that something that he's... I don't know, you could call it like a miraculous something in your life.
Okay, there are many stories. If I start, I'll not stop, but I have to keep... See, everybody has, I'm not somebody exceptional. You just have to pause. There's a diary, journal I write every night before sleeping. It's called How Did Krishna Show Up Today? So, initially when I started, like for 7-8 days, there was no entry in that journal. How did Krishna didn't show up. But there are days when there are 5 or 6 entries. So how did Krishna show up today? There are extreme examples and there are some simple things. But Krishna shows up in amazing ways. I'll give you 2 extreme examples. One is, let's see, I'm telling you, our journey should be, our experiences will be somewhere in between these 2. One extreme example I'll give you, which is actually Krishna experience. You know, Ram Navami festival, our temple leader Radha Gopinath Prabhu gave a talk on Sundarakand, glories of Hanuman on Ram Navami day. The class went on till late night, 10:30. And Radha Gopinath Prabhu is our temple president. He's been in the temple for 35 years. He's a brahmachari. And he glorified Lord Ram and Hanuman. You know who's Hanuman, right? The monkey god with a tail and all that stories. So the next day morning, we are all in the temple hall for chanting. But that day somehow, next morning at 5:30, which is 4 hours after the festival got over, we were supposed to all go to temple, but he was in his room, the room was open, I was on the terrace doing something, 4 of us were doing something, and suddenly out of nowhere, you know, the terrace of our ashram, it is all covered with a net. No bird or insect or animal can come inside the terrace. But a giant monkey, this big, comfortably walks down the steps from the terrace and comes to the 3rd floor where we are staying, and I'm shocked to see that monkey. I pick up my chappals and say, "Teri bandar teri aisi ki taisi." And the monkey looks at me very coolly, as if relax, you know, what are you trying to say? And the monkey walks, you know, in his own style. And he walks straight. There are many rooms there, a lot of fruits kept there in the pantry. The monkey could have done his monkey business as usual. But the monkey decides to stop and turn right. And right is Radha Gopinath Prabhu's room, which is open. He's taking his medicines. And the monkey looks at him and waves his hand. I saw this live. Not only me, 3 other brahmacharis saw this. He actually waves his hand. And then he turns back. He could have gone ahead. But he turns back and what does he see? I'm standing there with my chappal. And then monkey walks up to me, hits me on my calf muscles, as if to say, chill, relax. And again, very royally, he climbs up the stairs and he goes up and he disappears, we don't know where. And that moment I realized, this was Hanuman. He came now after the class to thank Radha Gopinath. I ran to Radha Gopinath, Prabhu, you gave a class on Hanumanji and Hanumanji has come. No, it's an ordinary monkey. Because he is very humble. Then Krishna gave me the intelligence. I gave 15 logical reasons why this is Hanuman. Because we've been living there for 35 plus years and nobody has ever seen a monkey there. How come this monkey was seen only today? Not before, and after that, it's been more than 1 year now. We've not seen a monkey there. Second logical reason, there's a net covering the whole place. How did this monkey enter? Third, why did the monkey stop at your room? Why did he go ahead? All this kind of thing. Why did the monkey wave at you? I have 15 reasons like this. And in the end, you couldn't refute any of that. So, now whether it was actually Hanuman or not, I don't want to get into the debate, but for my consciousness change, when I go to the temple hall now, I see Hanumanji deity there. I'm like, I've come, Hare Krishna. So, my consciousness has changed. Right? And also, Radha Gopinath Prabhu and myself were in the same committee, temple council. So we sometimes have an altercation because of the you know how management is. Management means. So sometimes I, no Prabhu, and then I, oh no, don't get angry with him. He's very dear to Hanumanji. So this is one classic example of how this is one, because see others, there are other 6 other brahmacharis. Nobody could see this. Well, I could see it as Krishna's magic or Krishna miracle because I had this practice of writing an entry. How did Krishna show up today? So I'm kind of, my antenna is on. I'm looking out for magic and miracles. So if you are looking out, you will see miracles. Now this is an extreme example. Now this is one example. Now I'll give a simple example, which you may have gone through hundreds of times every day. So I was praying in front of the deities for 10 minutes. Then I go down, and when Mataji in our congregation, Prabhuji! I said, yes. Prabhuji, I just spent time with your mother. She's such a nice woman. And we spoke for 20 minutes. She's so nice, Prabhuji. Your mother is such a sweet lady. Thank you. I'm so happy, Prabhuji. I said, really? But my mom is in Bengaluru, which is 1,000 miles away from here. And I just spoke to her last night on a video call. She can't be here. No, I just spent time with her. I spoke to her. I said, no, it's not possible. Then I explained to her. Then she also realized. And then she eventually realized it was Gaur Gopal Prabhu's mother, not my mother. And then we parted ways. And then she went. Then I went back to my room and suddenly I stopped. And I ran back to temple hall because I was standing in front of the deities for 10 minutes and praying. And I realized I had not prayed for my mom at all. So then I realized that Krishna sent this lady to tell me this so that I remember my mom. Then I went back to the temple hall, stood in front of the deities again and prayed for my mother. So now in my that is entry, journal entry, Krishna showed up by sending this Mataji to remind me that I should be grateful to my mom. Now you must say this is not a great incident, but for me that was a miracle. So what I'm trying to say is that could be Hanumanji coming. That could also be small incidents in your life where Krishna shows up. It all depends on you. Experience of Krishna is dependent on you. How you choose to keep your eyes and ears open to Krishna present in your life. Like somebody gives you feedback, somebody says something. Like for example, yesterday was our Guru Maharaj, our God family's meeting. And I just sat in my chair 2 hours before the program. I just took inhale and exhale. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please help me serve this devotee. Suddenly I got an inspiration. There was an old abandoned file on the computer, 17-page file where I had written some pastimes of my Guru Maharaj many years ago. And I had forgotten about that file. But in that 1 minute I remembered and I opened it and immediately put it on my mobile. And then in that program we had yesterday for 3 hours and I was taking points from that. Everybody was nourished. Everybody was happy. And I was also amazed by some of the points I had written in that notebook. So in the night I said, it was as if Krishna was sitting next to me and telling me, reminding me. So that was a miracle for me. Because Krishna in the Gita says, 15th chapter, 15th verse, what does it say? Mattaha smriti jnanam aponam jai. So whenever you remember something wonderful, it's as if Krishna is next to you and telling you do this. Like once in the train, I forgot my bead bag, and as I was going out, suddenly I remembered. I came back, picked up my bead bag, and went. So you may think it's an ordinary incident, but it was as if Krishna is standing you and saying, Prabhu, no, not Prabhu, rascal, you forgot your bead bag. Krishna wants to say Prabhu. So the thing is, every day, every moment, Krishna is, we can experience Krishna. So either Krishna is advising us, Krishna is advising us, don't forget your bead bag, you should do this, or you could give this class tomorrow. Or Krishna is arranging things. Like Krishna arranged this congregation at Crawley for me to share love, to receive love. So this is very fulfilling. So this is Krishna's arrangement, Krishna's advice yesterday. And Krishna also allows. Allows means, I'm not supposed to eat certain things. Certain food is forbidden for me. But sometimes the craving gets the better of me. Like today, one of my very dear friends, Pranabandhu Prabhu, his wife Mataji, Ananda Vigraha Mataji, she made a very fancy cake and something which I'm not supposed to eat. And I enjoyed it. I said, Krishna, please, I'm not supposed to eat this. And generally when I eat that, I get a neck, shoulder pain and things like that. But nothing happened to me for the last 6 hours. So today, I am going to write, Krishna, thank you for allowing me to enjoy. So either Krishna is allowing you, Krishna is arranging for you, or Krishna is advising you. So you write a journal every day. How did Krishna show up today? So you will experience Krishna every day. At least one experience you will have. So you say, so don't look for some extraordinary experience. There will be extraordinary experiences also. But let that not be the defining thing of a relationship with Krishna. Then we will be miracle seekers. We will be dopamine hunters. Is that okay? I think we should stop it. It's 8:45. So I'm very, very grateful to all of you, and I look forward to spending more time. I was talking to Keshav Maharaj and also to Shangoy Prabhu today, that next year maybe we could have a 2 evening seminar on Gaur Leela or Krishna Bhagavatam or something like that. Yes, Prabhu.
No, just
Okay. So I want to once again thank you. Please chant Hare Krishna. Please connect with Krishna. Sometimes you'll be happy, sometimes you won't be happy. But please experience the joy of chastity rather than the thrill of romance in Krishna consciousness. Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki
Jai.
Bolo Nanda Nandana Shyam Sundar ki Jai. Bolo Mor Mukut Vamsi Wale ki
Jai.
Gaur Nitai ki Jai. Crawley Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.